bestchevrolet.com.
Best Chevrolet, our name says it all.
Dr. Morgus needs your assistance in this week's experiment.
Oh, yes. Please have your notebooks and iPads ready.
Morgus presents tonight at 11, then again tomorrow night at 9:30, only on Fox 8. From Louisiana's home team, this is Fox 8 News at 7 a.m.
7:14 at this hour. Well, tonight is one of the biggest office party nights of the year.
And it's important to remember, while having a good time, to be responsible, and that holds true for party goers and party givers as well. And joining us this morning to talk about the ramifications of all that partying is Mike Mitchell, a labor attorney for the firm Fisher Phillips. Mike, thanks for being in this morning.
Happy to do it.
Everybody wants to enjoy the holidays. Nobody really wants to think about their legal responsibility, so to speak. But it's obviously a good idea for legal reasons and also to keep yourself and your party goers safe.
Oh, absolutely. Employers kind of walk a fine line this time of year because you do want your employees to attend these holiday parties and have a good time and enjoy themselves and so on. But when you start saying, okay, everybody can come and let their hair down and there's going to be alcohol, there's always the risk that somebody is going to get overserved and do or say something that they really shouldn't be doing or saying.
When does the individual's responsibility end and when does the employer's start?
The employer is always going to be ultimately responsible for things like this. That's just the way it is. The employee's responsibility is to follow the rules that the employer lays down. And one of those rules needs to be that even though this is off duty, it's off premises, and we want you to have a good time, the rules of conduct still apply. We want people to be civil to one another and respectful of everyone's space.
And Mike, what sorts of things should an employer do to try and ensure that that happens? Well, I used to be in the restaurant business, and we used to call the holiday season, and especially New Year's Eve, rookie night, because you have people who like go out a lot and have cocktails with business associates or whatever year round, but during the holidays, some people are going out drinking and they really don't do a whole lot of it.
Well,
what should employers do to try and make sure that their employees are safe?
There are several things. One is to remind your supervisors that they're still on duty. They still have responsibilities to make sure that people are behaving well and not getting overserved, not getting too much. You can also do a few things like making sure that you have a professional bartender, not somebody's kid or somebody's brother-in-law, a professional bartender with instructions to him or her to cut somebody off if they've had too much. You don't want to do things like hang mistletoe. That's kind of a green light to misbehave to some people. So also using drink tickets or even having a cash bar is usually better than having an open bar, because again, that's a signal to some people that the sky's the limit, and you don't want to do that.
Does an employer absolve him or herself of any responsibility if they offer those cab rides, saying we'll pay for it?
I think it's a good idea. We always recommend that employers do that. And yet even there, Liz, you have to be kind of discreet about it, because if the message that comes across is tonight there's a party, everybody have a good time because we'll get you home one way or the other, that says too much. That's not what you really want to say. So in a discreet way, yes, an employer is very smart to make arrangements for not only cab rides but get home safely, or even putting them up for the night somewhere. Again, in a very low-key, discreet way. You don't want to advertise that.
Let me just quickly ask you what Rob and I are talking to you about and the tips you're giving. Does that apply if you're having a holiday party at your house and you're a business owner?
To a lesser extent. It certainly doesn't help if you are having your office party at your house. It's still an employee event. But to answer your question another way, if you're having a purely social party at your house with friends, no, the liability is going to be much less there for misconduct. There still could be liability if you see that somebody is clearly inebriated and you let them go home. There potentially could be some liability there as well.
No mistletoe, huh?
Definitely not. All right. Sorry.
That's the tip I keep remembering.
Mike Mitchell with Fisher Phillips, thanks very much for some good advice.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you.